Hello everyone and welcome to Solshow. Today we're going to be doing a game review, and this game is a small little mini-series prequel to Life is Strange. For those who haven't played Life is Strange, it was a episodic gaming experience very similar to how Telltale releases its games. It was created by Don't Nod Entertainment, the people who did Remember Me. I have a review out for that game if you're interested in that. And it followed a girl named Max who developed time-traveling abilities and dealt with her, like, hipster photography lifestyle at the same time. Life is Strange Before the Storm takes place a couple years before that, and a lot of the events that happen within Life is Strange, like, we heard about, and, you know, this game is finally going to let us get more context into that and build its own story and its own adventure and all of that. But before we begin, I do want to say that this is going to have spoilers for the original Life is Strange. I don't have my review for Life is Strange, even though I did play it. I was going to make a bigger video, but then that just fell behind. And I do hopefully one day want to make, you know, a big Life is Strange video. But until then, I do have, like, small little videos about it on my second channel. But for now, if you haven't played Life is Strange, don't watch the rest of this video and come back when you have. But anyway, so when we get into this game, there's a couple of, you know, red flags that set off before I even start playing. It's made by a different developer that I haven't, I don't know anything about the new developer. Chloe has a new voice actress, and the whole story, you know, is obviously going to be about Rachel Amber, which I had conflicting feelings about that, because Rachel Amber was like this idea in the first game, and to humanize this person who was like supposed to be like all these other things, it made, like, I was uneasy about the idea because I thought they were gonna fuck it up. But I'm here to say that they did a good job, and there's a couple of things that this game fucked up, but I do think this is a good game. But let's break it down. For those wondering, you know, some people off the bat might wonder whether this game has the same, you know, choose your own adventure style as the first one, and does it still have the time traveling ability? Obviously, Chloe didn't know anything about time traveling in the original game, so to introduce that would be kind of stupid, unless she just had some kind of brain memory swipe. And thankfully, that's not what happens. The mechanics are, if anything, dumbed down from Life is Strange. There is no time travel ability, there's no reversing your choices to see both outcomes, and, you know, the kind of like breaking down that the original game had of the Telltale style of choose your own adventure. Now it really just feels like every other, like, your choices don't really fucking matter, and there's no longer any emphasis on those choices other than to see, oh, like, let's see what the other people chose, and there will be a couple of different reactions, I don't know. The cutscenes might be 5% different, but, you know, I'm fine with that. The game never tries to be this grand choose your own adventure story. It never tries to sell itself as just that. This is just a story taking place before Life is Strange, and the story is the same thing that always matters. There's hardly any gameplay to this series, so to act like the gameplay when all you do is walk around and point and click and tag fucking walls, and you don't tag them, you just press A to tag. Like, there's no emphasis on gameplay, so I'm not even going to talk about any more of that. Story is the only thing that matters, and in this story we have Chloe, who's, you know, her delinquent self dealing with her mom and eventually going to be stepfather, as we know. He's getting very into the family, and it's only been 2 years since Chloe's dad died, so she feels very uneasy about that. And she's dealing, you know, with her personal life, drugs, and she meets Rachel Amber, and that starts this whole other chain of events. The main plot to this game revolves around Rachel Amber's family, much how the original game, you know, focused around Chloe. This just instead focuses on Rachel, and, you know, some people, the first game, like, kind of led us to believe that there was a romance going on between Rachel and Chloe. We will see if that prospers. We will see just the crazy stuff that they get into in this game. And like I said before, Rachel in the original game, it was like this idea. She was like supposed to be this kind of like martyr who like represented more than a person. So to see her just, you know, as any other person, It kind of sucks, but I think at the same time, it's important for, like, I've read books where the main plot was don't make people out to be more than they are. And, like, originally, this story makes Rachel to be this grand person who's capable of all these things. But by the end of the game, like, there's characters who point out how much of a fuck up she is. She's fucking. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but she does a lot of bad things. She's not even necessarily healthy for Chloe in terms of, a relationship or even a friendship. And she, like, personality-wise, has a lot of things fucking wrong with her, but all of that is within her. It's not on the surface. It's all going on inside of her. So it's good to see, even though they humanized her, maybe it was for the best that they humanized her. And the plot and conflict of the story really might as well just be a background noise because, I mean, it takes up a majority of what happens from point A to point B. But by the end of episode 2, and there's only 3 episodes in this one, by the end of episode 2, you aren't even really sure, like, okay, so what is, like, the climax of this game gonna be? Like, what is the big thing I'm trying to, do here? It doesn't really matter. Even in the end, it did pull off a big ending for what it had, but the ending itself, was fine. It's just they didn't have a lot going on. All the things that were going on were just kind of in the background. But I'm going to finish my thoughts on the story in the background. I really just kind of want to talk about the aesthetic and the style that this game has. It looks just like Life is Strange. It really just throws you right back into Life is Strange. I thought they might mix it up a little bit because Chloe is obviously different than Max, but they found a good in-between, whereas Life is Strange was kind of intimate and the visuals really made you feel like you were like Max and the world was like this hipstery Photoshop filter world, and there's these music of melancholy pop music. This has a little bit more of a punk vibe to it, to fit Chloe, and she tags random things around her, and I always I love that she would just tag random things around the place. I thought that was great. You look through her phone, she has completely different conversations than Max had. She has different outcomes to everything. She's less of a bitch than Max, I'm gonna be honest. Just little things, she'll talk about buying weed off of a guy. Things Max would never do. Max isn't gonna have a tray full of grinders and marijuana materials right beside her bed. I appreciate the attention to detail in these games, and the attention to detail goes farther when a lot of what we see in Life is Strange is further explained. For instance, you might go to a place that was in the original Life is Strange and it was tagged, and you actually are the one tagging it this time. You might find a character detail, some things about Nathan, that are further explained in this game, and it kind of says, it gives a little bit more detail how they came to be, and a lot of these characters are origin versions of themselves, Victoria and Nathan being the biggest prime examples. And of course, if we're talking about characters, Chloe is still amazing. I still love Chloe. The new voice actress, at the beginning of the game, there's this terrible, cheesy, dumb dialogue, and I really wasn't used to her voice. But soon I got into the lull of it, and I completely forgot that she had a separate voice actor by the time I was done with episode 1. And by the time I was at episode 3, I was comparing, and going back and forth, maybe this one's better, maybe this one's better. So she's earned her, credentials, and she's earned her spot in this game. I feel as the voice of Chloe, if there was one to, keep going, if I had to choose between either one, I wouldn't really care who got it at this point because, well, even though Chloe's probably not going to be in another game, but you get what I mean. Okay, before I get into final thoughts, I do want to say one of this game's biggest flaws is a lot of it is going to be, a lot of the stories and threads you're creating here is just going to be dumped out by the end of the second game. A lot of the characters it introduces are just if you remember the end of the first game, it's either Chloe lives or Arcadia Bay lives. So why do I care about developing this this deeper meaning relationship with David the step douche if no matter what happens, either Chloe or him are gonna die, so either way that relationship isn't gonna prosper, so why the fuck do I care about making it grow like this? And why do I care about Rachel's family if I know they're gonna die? Why do I care about, playing these D&D dice games and these tabletop games if, there's just all bullshit. Everyone's gonna fucking die. And I think part of that just goes into Life is Strange and, how they handled that game, but man, it really is unsatisfying when, a lot of the progress you make in this world isn't gonna be around for like 2-3 years. So anyway, guys, Life is Strange Before the Storm, if you liked the original game, then this one is gonna be the same thing. It's the exact same game. Even though it's a different developer, you can't really tell. This is a bonus game. It is a little prequel story to flesh out the Life is Strange universe and to really capitalize on the buck of the original game and capitalize on the license and the characters. But I, for one, don't mind at all seeing these characters I enjoy. I don't mind playing the story that I enjoy and seeing it fleshed out. And I don't mind, seeing this aesthetic that I enjoy, just scenes with Chloe and Rachel in the fucking junkyard, them doing this play together, which, that's not even a spoiler. There's a lot of cool things that go on, and all of it I thought was entertaining. Sure, there's a couple things I wish they had done different. I, of course, wish they treated this like an actual big budget game and actually did something with its choices, and I wish it had deeper game mechanics. At least the first one had time travel. But this, it is what it is. It's a nice bonus game. It's a good time. I'm going to give Life is Strange Before the Storm a 7 out of 10. You can probably hear my cat in the background. She's in the background of all my videos until I get my new microphone. So that's just the way that is. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you would like me to finally get my video about Life is Strange, the original game, out there, then please light a fire under my ass in those comments. Let me know what your thoughts of the game are down below if you finished it. If you haven't finished it, are you gonna play it? Do you care? And yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you for watching as always, and with that, I leave you.